The Rendleshem forest incident is one of the most famous alleged UFO events to have happened in the United Kingdom, and is among the best-known reported UFO events worldwide. It has been compared to the Roswell UFO incident in the United States and is sometimes referred to as Britain's Roswell. For context, the Roswell UFO incident is one of the most famous events in the history of UFO sightings. It took place in the summer of 1947 near Roswell, New Mexico. A rancher named 𝗙𝗲𝗀𝗀𝘀𝘀 found wreckage on his property in Lincoln County, New Mexico, approximately 75 miles north of Roswell. The debris included rubber strips, tinfoil, and thick paper. 𝗙𝗲𝗀𝗀𝘀 brought some of the material to Sheriff George Wilcox of Roswell, who in turn brought it to the attention of Colonel William Blanchard, the commanding officer of the Roswell Army Airfield. The RAF released a statement claiming they had recovered a flying disc from a ranch near Roswell. This announcement made international headlines but was retracted within a day. The U.S. Army officials quickly reversed themselves on the flying saucer claim, stating that the found debris was actually from a weather balloon. In 1994, the U.S. Air Force released a report in which they conceded that the weather balloon story had been a cover-up. They stated that the debris was actually from a top-secret project called Project Mogul, which was designed for the remote detection of Soviet nuclear tests. Despite the official explanations, many UFO researchers and enthusiasts continue to believe that the debris was from an extraterrestrial craft and accuse the U.S. government of a cover-up. The incident has become a significant part of UFO lore and has inspired numerous books, films, and television shows. Coming back to the Rendleshem Forest incident. The incident took place near Rendleshem Forest, Indiana, Suffolk, England. In December 1980, just near RAF Bentwaters and RAF Woodbridge, both of which were used by the United States Air Force during the Cold War. The main events occurred on the 26th and 28th of December, around 3 a.m. on December 26, 1980. A security patrol near the east gate of RAF Woodbridge saw lights apparently descending into nearby Rendleshem Forest. These lights have been attributed by astronomers to a piece of natural debris seen burning up as a fireball or a meteor over southern England at that time. Servicemen initially thought it was a downed aircraft. Upon entering the forest to investigate, they witnessed a glowing object that was metallic in appearance with colored lights. As they attempted to approach the object, it appeared to move through the trees, and the animals on a nearby farm went into a frenzy. One of the servicemen, Sergeant Jim Peniston, later claimed to have encountered a craft of unknown origin while in the forest. After daybreak on the morning of December 26th, servicemen returned to a small clearing near the eastern edge of the forest and found 3 small impressions on the ground in a triangular pattern, as well as burn marks and broken branches on nearby trees. The UK Ministry of Defence has stated that the event posed no threat to national security, and therefore, it was never investigated as a security matter. Skeptics have explained the sightings as a misinterpretation of a series of nocturnal lights, a fireball, the Orfordness Lighthouse, and bright stars. But, is that really the truth? Some explanations have been given to try to make sense of what occurred. One idea is that the lights seen by the military people could have just been a piece of natural debris burning up in the sky, like a meteor. This is what astronomers, who study space and celestial objects, think might have happened. They say it's possible that what was seen was just a regular event in the sky, nothing out of the ordinary. There are reasons to doubt the idea that the strange lights in Rendleshem Forest were just a natural occurrence like a meteor. Firstly, these lights were seen on 2 different nights, which is not typical for meteors. Usually, meteors happen just once and then they're gone. It's strange that these lights would appear again on another night. Secondly, The people who saw the lights said they were really close and seemed to be interacting with the environment. They described seeing a shiny object with colorful lights that moved around near the trees. This doesn't sound like a meteor, which usually just streaks across the sky high up and doesn't get close to the ground. Thirdly, there was physical evidence left behind. Some soldiers found strange marks on the ground and on trees in the forest where the lights were seen. This suggests something more than just a passing meteor. Also, there's no solid evidence from astronomers to back up the meteor idea. If it really was a meteor, there should be records or other sightings of it, but there aren't. Lastly, one of the servicemen, Sergeant Jim Peniston, who saw the lights, later claimed to have encountered a craft of unknown origin while in the forest. His story, along with others who saw the lights, doesn't match up with what you'd expect from a simple meteor sighting. Another eyewitness, John Burroughs, a U.S. Air Force officer, investigated the strange lights. He reported agitated animals and observed red and blue lights near a farmhouse. In his witness statement, Burroughs mentioned, "The woods lit up, and you could hear the farm animals making a lot of noises. We climbed over the fence and started walking toward the red and blue lights, and they just disappeared." Another explanation is that maybe the military folks misunderstood what they saw. Sometimes at night, there are all kinds of lights in the sky, like the lights from a lighthouse or bright stars. It's possible they mistook these lights for something more mysterious, but again the same points can be given over this explanation. As mentioned, the lights were seen on 2 different nights, which isn't normal for regular lights, which would be consistently visible. Secondly, witnesses said the light seemed to move through the trees and left marks on the ground, which doesn't match up with what you'd expect from regular lights. Thirdly, the military people described seeing a shiny object with colorful lights, not just simple lights like stars or a lighthouse. Also, there's no solid proof from astronomers to support the idea that it was just regular lights. Lastly, it's strange that the government didn't take the incident seriously. Even though the soldiers provided detailed accounts, these points suggest that there might be more to the Rendleshem forest incident than just a misunderstanding of common lights. But the true story is still up for debate. The government also said that they didn't think the event was a danger to the country's safety, so they didn't investigate it further. They didn't see it as a big security issue, so they didn't spend time trying to figure out what really happened. But, since when did governments become trustworthy? Governments can have various reasons for keeping information about UFO incidents like the Rendleshem forest case under wraps. Firstly, they worry about national security, especially if strange things happen near military bases. They might keep it secret to avoid causing panic or revealing vulnerabilities, especially during tense times like the Cold War. Secondly, they don't want people to get scared or confused, so they hide UFO encounters to prevent mass hysteria. Thirdly, if they have access to advanced technology from these incidents, they might want to keep it to themselves to stay ahead of other countries. Additionally, acknowledging UFOs could mess up international relationships and make them look bad if they can't explain what's going on. Lastly, there's a lot of uncertainty about UFOs, and admitting they don't know could hurt their reputation. These reasons, along with concerns about transparency in activities related to UFOs, politics, and controlling the narrative, all contribute to the secrecy surrounding UFO incidents. Even though these are the official explanations, people still talk about the incident. Some folks who are really into UFOs and aliens still wonder if there might be more to the story than what the government says. It's still a topic that makes people curious and sparks debate among those who like to think about mysteries from outer space. Several documentaries and TV shows have explored the Rendleshem UFO incident, shedding light on the events, interviewing witnesses, and analyzing the evidence. Similarly, the TV series Unidentified: Inside America's UFO Investigation, while primarily focused on American UFO cases, briefly covers Rendleshem and its impact on UFO research. Additionally, popular TV series like Ancient Aliens have dedicated episodes to the Rendleshem incident, exploring various theories about extraterrestrial involvement. Moreover, Documentaries such as UFO Files have featured the Rendleshem case, further adding to its exposure in the media. Through these various forms of media, the Rendleshem UFO incident has captured the imagination of audiences worldwide, fueling ongoing interest and discussion about the possibility of extraterrestrial encounters.